Hey everybody, this is another episode of ExtraNormal Podcast where we tell abnormal stories for these extra normal times. Son of a bitch.
And we have a special visitor.
God damn it, we got it.
That is behind me.
Anyways, Brianna, how have you been?
So great. You know what? I'm
What?
not listening to,
Negativity?
whole, retrograde bullshit. I've had a great year so far.
Yeah, you heard stories about what is, can you explain to me before we get into, we're just going to do a hodgepodge of stories, everybody, by the way. But what is a fucking retrograde? I don't even know what a retrograde is. What does that mean?
It's just basically like when the stars are aligned a certain way, like it throws off like the whole the equilibrium of, the universe. So everything's slightly off, like, the balance, nothing's in balance. So,
Okay.
So people say that there's more negative energy. And I have to say, like, prior to even knowing that existed, at one point, like in my life, like there was just like shit after shit after shit. And then I remember telling I think it was one of my clients, and they're like, oh my God, that's because Mercury's in retrograde. And so I was just like,
Is it like a gravitational pull thing?
Yeah.
Like okay.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. So that's pretty much what it is, and how it affects everybody individually. But yeah, like somebody told me that. And then I swear to you, like once again, like this shit started going down.
It started going haywire. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, things are going fine for you despite it being in retrograde. But you know what's good? If you're in South Korea, now you can finally import sex dolls. The time has come. God. Here we are. Hallelujah.
Woo-hoo. Just what I've been
just
looking
in
for.
time for Valentine's Day. If you don't have a Valentine's, I guess it's good for that. Yeah, but apparently South Korea, for the longest fucking time, there wasn't an official rule against sex dolls, but apparently they thought it was against the morals of the country. So the customs control would just, if you tried to import in a sex doll, they would just basically put it in a giant warehouse. So there was a warehouse full of like seized sex dolls.
Oh my God. But you know that the government was fucking around with that shit.
There had to be some employees that went in there late at night, were just bored. It was their break. They were working the graveyard shift, and they fucked a couple of those things. My question is like,
I would. Oh, just kidding.
My question is what the fuck do they do with all these dolls that are just in a fucking room somewhere?
I would.
They must have destroyed them at a certain point, right? They didn't just
pile
them up on.
Why don't you just sell them to another country?
You would imagine to some other like, filthy fucking country.
Stupid American.
It probably a lot of them probably came from.
Oh
America.
My God! Put that shit on OfferUp, like free shipping.
Hold on. I don't know if this is gonna fuck up my my browser.
God! Are you gonna look on OfferUp?
Of course, I'm gonna look on OfferUp for sex dolls. So should I look on Macari or OfferUp?
I think OfferUp. OfferUp's more ghetto. Like
it's more. Here, let's see. Okay, no, there is something called a sex pistol that's like a toy. It's like an art piece that's like just Barbie legs with a little toy handgun on it.
Oh.
No,
oh, wait,
well.
What is that? What is this?
So there's one that, and we'll share it on our Instagram, but there's one that is it's a Bratz doll that I guess you could, if you get clever, you could, I don't know how you use it. So OfferUp is no good. I'm gonna look on Macari, where there's a will. There's a
Macari way.
There's a Macari way. There's a macabre Macari way.
Can we talk about the macabre story?
What? What? It's not on. How much is a sex doll? Go ahead.
Can we?
This is gonna fuck up my browsers.
Can we please make fun of each other with the macabre story?
Sure. Do I remember?
Well, I will refresh your memory.
Okay, go ahead.
We were driving. Oh, who the fuck knows where? Probably,
somewhere
we're
in the middle of nowhere.
transportation for our child and all the stuff that she does.
Whoa! I just typed this in. Amazon.
Stop.
And
Amazon sells this stuff?
oh yeah. I mean, I guess I could share my screen, but we will get demonetized, delisted, derailed,
no.
everything.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you can.
Anyways, I want to tell the macabre story because it's really fucking stupid.
How much are they? Like $40.
Why? You want one?
Sure, why not?
So we were driving our daughter
where
somewhere.
Do you even put it? Anyways, I know where you put it.
Yeah, you know where.
Where do you put it casually? Like when you just go up on a shelf. Anyways, go ahead.
So we were driving our child because we're her. What are we? Her Uber drivers.
We're her Uber, her DoorDash delivery. We are everything.
And so we were taking her somewhere, and it was, I don't even know what the fuck we were talking about, but I was like saying how like I love like macabre style and I guess I just always thought in macabre style, I always thought that the B was silent. I don't know. I just think I like the word macabre better.
Yeah.
And then this guy over here like decides to freaking call me out.
Yeah.
And be like, it's macabre. He's like, what are you talking about? Are you talking about a monkey? Macaw is a monkey. And I'm like looking at him like, fuck you. No, but here's what's so great about it. So I was just like, fuck off. Like I thought that the fucking bee was silent. Leave me alone. So then our daughter out of nowhere, out of the backseat, she goes, a macaw's a bird. We were both like, okay, we're both dumb fucks. Like we were both stupid. And
who was the worst
our
off
9-year-old child, like just told us what's up.
She corrected us, and she's not afraid to. Kids got and a lot of fucking sass.
You even were like, no, you were arguing with her. It's a monkey.
Okay, I got a question for you then.
What?
If in your childhood days, we all know that we all fucking talk back as a teenager, but if you were as young, of course not.
I was perfect.
Of course not. But let's play pretend on this one. In your younger, I like this slurping, by the way.
I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't do it on purpose.
This is going in the compilation reel.
Come here, cat, so you can annoy him. Ha 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 ha. Go ahead.
It's all going to be editing for me.
Go ahead.
But no, because can you envision a world where you would like correct your mom that way when you were 9 years old? Like there was I think we were past a generation where we'd get a smack, where we get the fucking backhand.
Like, I think my mom's different than your mom.
Okay, but in what way? Please explain.
Like,
we all know that, but please explain.
Yeah.
Please elaborate, I should say.
I think that like my mom, it could be just like maybe she was half listening or whatever. She'd be like, "Oh, you're right," and then it would just be like do, But like,
wait, what would my mom do?
I
don't know. I was so quiet. I never really even said anything.
Remember your childhood, so I don't. Wow. You tell me. Like I don't know.
Cuts deep. I think that the kids got a lot more sass now at a younger age. Oh fuck yeah. Like they're just like they're on the internet. They know everything, and they want to tell you. Because also too, I think there was some spunk in. I think a big factor is there was some spunk in like the fucking children's show back in the day. Like the kids had a little spunk. Like they had a little toot. Yeah. Now the kids are like like every single family show, the kids are in open rebellion against their parents. Mm-hmm. Like they're just like fucking fuck you.
Well, I think it's just like trying to.
You don't know shit.
Well, now it's about educating your parents. Where like especially
it's reversed. Not that I don't need some fucking education, but
for sure.
Fucking know-it-all kids. The bird. I was confusing with macaque.
You just said now he said macaque.
Macaque. It's a monkey.
Oh my god.
So, I want to ask how you would react to this too, because I saw a story that apparently a medical group, I think it was in England. I want to say it was in England, but there was basically a nursing home, essentially, or a medical center that sent out texts for Merry Christmas. Uh-huh. But that's not what was sent. So the intention was for them to send out Merry Christmas. The message that all these like senior citizens, I think, got, instead of Happy Christmas, like a joyous New Year, they got, from forwarded letters at CMP, blank has asked for you to do a DS 1500 for the above patient. Diagnosis: aggressive lung cancer with metastasis, whatever. With that.
Mastitis?
Metastasis. Metatarsals. But anyway, so I got a text message. So for Christmas, all these patients got a text message that said they all had cancer. Yeah.
Somebody did that on purpose.
You think someone did that on purpose? I don't think they've gotten down to who it was, but you think that was like, that's a fucking harsh prank. That's a harsh prank on Nana.
It could have been somebody that like hacked in, you know, maybe somebody got fired. I don't know.
You think so?
Yeah.
Is that's definitely.
You think that like a mass text like that could just be that just seems.
I don't know how that could get jumbled
bizarre.
up. Like you could see autocorrect being like Christmas, oh cancer, so happy cancer instead of like you know, you could see that kind of like thing. But having that actual message go out to, and they had to apologize, of course.
Yeah, that is
profusely apologize.
Kind of a nightmare.
How pissed would you be if you found out your Nana got that text and she's like calling you like, honey, this is our last phone call.
On fucking Christmas. Too.
On Christmas.
Yeah.
That's fucked. Yeah. That's fucked. That's almost as bad. You remember when they... Yeah. Do you remember that text that was... Everybody in Hawaii got a nuclear... Like a warning. Like North Korea is dropping a nuclear bomb. Like a nuclear missile is on its way. That was like 3 years ago.
Oh my God.
Do you remember that? Yeah. There was a warning message.
COVID,
and it was an accident.
We're COVID.
This was during COVID, I believe. Hold on. Hawaii nuclear missile warning alert. So 2018, on the morning of Saturday, June 13, 2018. So this is not that long ago. This is pre-COVID though. A ballistic missile alert was accidentally issued via emergency alert system. So everybody got, you know, those like messages that you get on your fucking phone that are like missing child and shit like that.
Like Amber Alert,
I don't know if Amber Alert. Yeah. And they have like, don't they have like Silver Alert where like there's an elderly person who's like on the move?
I've gotten.
But anyways, it was like that. So like it's not like just like a text message. You're like, this could be spam. It's a link. Like that's not. It was like blew up on your phone, like big, and then everybody's phone, like, and that happened. And so, and went over the television, the emergency alert system in Hawaii, and it said like obviously it said this is not a drill, and people fucking freaked out. They started preparing.
God.
30, and it lasted. Apparently, the correction wasn't made until 38 minutes later. So you had 38 minutes to like contemplate your shit, call your loved ones.
Yeah.
Like,
do you tell your children or do you just
38 minutes? I don't think so. I don't. If a ballistic missile is heading this way, I think you just hug your children extra tight. Okay, you don't tell them you're about to perish.
Do you think that there was some kind of
a conspiracy?
Like they were really going to do that, and we just have the technology to like stop it.
I don't think so, because I think they would. I think one, it would cause war. I think and I think that our beautiful U.S. government would be eager to go back to war somewhere. I think that also too they would be like patting themselves on the back that if they knock down a nuke. I think there would be a lot of saber rattling.
They saved a lot, yeah.
Because I think that would be like a nuclear blast on Hawaii would be.
How did that get?
I think it was just an accident. I think it was just a oopsie fuck up, like the oopsie fuck up of the ultimate kind. But there has to be. You have to imagine, like with the nuclear. They say that the nuclear, what do they call it? Nuclear suitcase or whatever they call it. There's mechanisms where, like in our case, like for current times, Joe Biden can't, thank God, can't just like push a button and all of a sudden the nukes fly off. There's like there has to be like a few different like key turns for it to actually go, right? Mm-hmm. You figured there'd be like at least another backup person before the alert system where like if someone pushes a button like for an alert like that, at least like you would, someone else would have to be like, yeah, that's okay. Like that's what's wild. Like luckily it was just Hawaii, because I can't imagine like the hysteria that would happen like if it was throughout the U.S. Like it would be insane. Like I don't know, and It's crazy. I don't think you tell your kids though. I don't think you. I think at that point, if it's on its way, you're just like hug them tight, tell them you love them, and then just bring joy for how many minutes that's left in their life.
What would you do?
What do you mean?
Like if we were all sitting in the living room,
Mm-hmm.
you got out your phone, but for whatever reason I didn't get it on my phone. Like, what? Like,
Would I tell you?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would tell you for sure. I just don't think.
Do you think there would be any way that we could survive? Or
If it were, it depends. So it depends on how close it was. I think I always have this in my head, right? It's a paranoia thing that I have in my head that I think about because we are like, for context, I won't give our exact location, but we're in Orange County. I think I mentioned the town we're from, which is probably a mistake. But we're in Orange County, and I always try to do the calculation in my head, like, right, if they hit LA, which is the largest metropolitan area, like outside of like some cities in OC, like how far away are we? I don't think we'd hit direct nuclear blast. I think we'd have some bad fallout. We'd probably die of horrible cancer. If they hit the docks, I think we're screwed. Like San Pedro, Long Beach, I think we're screwed. If they hit Disneyland, we're definitely fucking done. Like that's no go. Like San Diego, we would be okay. So, folks, just check your local like hotspots and your local like tourist attractions to see how far away you are from the blast. I've always pondered like in the back of my head moving to Montana because it's like just in case shit goes down.
nobody cares.
Yeah, we could totally get they out.
What was that? Oh,
It's a new button. You mother. You're supposed to move your lips while you do that, but I'm not gonna do that. You're so stupid. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think. Would you tell me?
I probably panic, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, if there's like 100% chance we were gonna die, then it's almost like I kind of wouldn't want to tell you because I just would want you to like, be as happy as you could be.
Thank you. So you let me do whatever dumb shit I'm playing, like whatever dumb video game you let me have.
Yeah. Or if our kid was at school or something.
Okay, just as a like that would be such a shitty feeling if it were within the time frame where you knew you couldn't get to school.
Hug your child.
Yeah. Ugh, that's terrible. What a morbid thought. Thank you for that.
I would probably. No. What I was gonna say is because like, I've tried to have sex with you because I know, like, that would be happy. But then I thought like, but if our kid was there, that'd be weird. But then if they were at school, it'd be sad. I wouldn't want to have sex with you because it'd be like, our
Mommy
poor
and daddy.
child. This is a really hard situation to put yourself in. What would you do?
I would definitely not excuse myself. I think if I knew, let's put a parameter. And if you want to leave in the comments, I don't know if anybody wants to leave in the comments like what you would do. But what's the parameter? How many minutes do we have, right, until the missile? What do you think?
God, I mean, I would say anywhere 15, 20 minutes. That's all it takes.
I'd only need 30 seconds. No. I think 20 minutes. And if the kids
said it, not me.
And if the kids, we only have one kid. What am I talking about?
We have cats.
We have cats. Our fur babies. No, gross. I love our cats. I love them. I'm not calling them fur babies. 20 minutes. If the kid's here, I think we just, I don't know, memories. But at that point, who gives a shit about memories? Like sharing the good times just to bring joy, pure joy. I
don't even know. Like, I feel like the adrenaline rush would be, would be so much that like
you'd have to fuck.
Huh?
What?
I think the adrenaline rush would be so intense that I feel like I don't know. I don't know. There would probably be no way I could hide it from Clementine that there was something wrong.
Let me ask you this. I don't want to ruffle feathers or anything like that. Would you, in the last 20 minutes, would you send text messages like saying you love people? Would you call people?
I mean,
or would you just try to bask in that moment of
I
like
would
the immediate
honestly
family?
maybe try like all of us to drive to my mom's house. You know,
That's like 7 minutes to kill.
you're a horrible person.
Time is precious. What would you listen to?
You're so antisocial.
What would you
listen?
listen?
Talk about? Look at what you look at what you did to me.
Look what you did. What would you listen to on the way there? What's your like Thelma and Louise last ride song?
Goodbye Horses.
It's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's better than Whoop There It Is.
Or 1999.
It's the end of the world as we know. It's too on the nose. Could you imagine you couldn't even drive. The fucking car accidents that would happen would be fucking insane. Like,
oh yeah,
you couldn't even get on the road.
People would just be. I mean, I don't even know. You know, it'd be kind of cool if we found out while we were in the mall. I would steal a Louis Vuitton bag because I knew I wasn't going to go to jail.
Yeah. Could you imagine? Could you imagine that your last minutes on this earth are you fighting arrest? Because some diligent mall cop just has to arrest you before he goes out.
Like, dude, you're gonna die. Who gives a fuck?
Just fighting the police
Give
at
me all
the
the
end.
handbags.
Crazy. Well, you know who doesn't have to worry about it? A Brazilian woman who was killed on New Year's Eve after a firework exploded in her clothes. She doesn't have to worry about this scenario.
That's horrible.
I think she qualifies as I need to drop foolish mortals. Hold on.
Foolish mortals.
Oh my god.
There you go. You're welcome, world. Yeah, but she was just enjoying a nice.
She was a mother.
Yeah,
Sad.
you're you're on edge tonight.
What?
You just like you're
Do
just.
I need a brewski? Do I need like you?
Fresh
I need a
brisket, bro.
brisket.
Fresh brisket. Here we go. Yeah, but no, that's the shitty part is that she.
So wait, she was just holding the fireworks? What's the story?
So a New Year's
gory.
Eve celebration, this is according to NDTV.com for what it's worth. A New Year's celebration turned out to be fatal for a Brazilian woman who was killed by fireworks that got lodged in her clothes and exploded, according to the New York Post. So they cite the New York Post. Mother of two.
So lodged in her clothes.
Yep. It basically, I think it just like somehow got, Elisangela Tanem. This is Chris Butcher's name. That's going to be a title of the episode tonight. 38 was taking part in a beach celebration with her family in Praia Grande, Sao Paulo, when the firework display unfolded, according to the news outlet. Elisangela's children are reported to have witnessed her horrific death. That's not funny. Why would you laugh at them witnessing the horrific death?
I'm laughing at the way you're saying that.
That's not how I took it. According to Metro News, a witness, Luisa Ferreira, 20, told Brazilian news portal G1 that there were a number of unlicensed fireworks displayed on the beach. Oh, you kidding? A beach party, unlicensed fireworks. Okay. I saw a huge flash just as it turned midnight, and I was hugging my mom, and then everyone started screaming, she said. I saw a woman lying on the ground, bleeding when I went to look, and the boy who was with her was also on the ground. Other people were running to get away from the area. According to municipality of Praia Grande, the celebrations allegedly included an unauthorized fireworks display that went wrong. You think so? Following the terror, a homicide inquiry has been opened. Wow. Yeah. So yeah, she just basically, it was just like a fireworks. But I'm surprised actually that in our great states of America, USA, that this doesn't happen more often. How many people die from fireworks a year?
Oh my God, I've heard stories like my whole life. Like,
Are people dying? I've heard fingers lost.
yeah, but just that in itself. You know what always has freaked me out? I forget when it happened. I think it was like a couple years ago. And it was like in the Inland Empire in Chino, where I was from. One of my old neighbors, like they lived really close by, so they had posted pictures on I think like Insta or something, and somebody had a guess. I don't know if they sold fireworks or they just had a shitload. And remember that explosion? They all blew up.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And it killed like everybody in the house and everybody who lived next door. I think it was like an apartment complex. So they had them, I guess, attached somehow. But like that's just wild to me. That scares me. Like, especially, because like in our neighborhood, so many people always are lighting off fireworks. I'm like, I hope they don't have like a buttload of fireworks just like lying around that could, accidentally like explode and they can affect like everybody living around them. It's scary.
It is scary. And according to CPSC.gov, so it's an official website for what it's worth. Who knows what the government's hiding from us for the real fireworks. They don't want us to die. 9 deaths were associated with fireworks last year. There were 11,500 injuries associated with fireworks. Wow. That's a lot of people getting hurt. Like, I know that there's multiple million, there's over 300 million people in the U.S. And I don't know if this is probably a U.S. figure, but that's a lot. That's a lot of people getting hurt over, fireworks. So fuck. It's crazy. It is crazy. But yeah, if you're on the beach, just beware. Fireworks are out there. I don't know. Do you think, I got a question for you too. This is a tangent. This is a raw tangent.
What?
I saw a story that they're starting to research DMT. You know the drug DMT?
No, what is that?
It's basically like the most psychedelic drug you can fucking take. And it's, Joe Rogan is touted, of course, because he's like, he was Mr. Psychedelic back in his early podcast days where like, he was a lot about like talking about fucking that kind of shit. I think he's mainly an interview guy right now, but in the beginning he was like, but DMT is like this super psychedelic drug. And one of the reason why they're studying it for what they're doing is they're studying it to see if there is some kind of connection where people are tapping into aliens on a different parallel universe, on a different, different.
Ask me if I would do it.
Different parallel universe. And one of the reasons why they're doing this study is because they found that DMT actually a lot of people have very similar hallucinations, right? There's a lot of like, I think there's a lot of serpent seeing and stuff like that. And so there's a lot of correlations. Like people have a universal hallucination almost like for DMT. So they're wondering if it's a way that there is opening up a gateway into a parallel universe. Do you believe in your heart, us being the scientists that we all have PhDs and bullshit, do you believe that you can chemically change your brain and open it up to see a different universe, tap into like some fucking different dimension? That's the word I was looking for, dimension. Do you think that's possible in our brains, or do you think we're too hardwired to see one universe, one dimension? With a drug or with fucking any kind of chemicals?
I look at it like when you go trace back to like Native Americans, like, they had their what were they called? Shaman. So the shaman were the ones who could go and they can connect and actually go through portals to this other place. And a lot of them did peyote and other kind of stuff that could help them on their journey. And like when I hear those stories and when you actually hear the natives talk about it, I believe them. Like I truly believe that like they are tapping in to another dimension. And I think that is possible, but I also think just like I think psychics are possible. I think that there are chosen people for that. Like nobody could just be a shaman. They were chosen for a reason. And I think that they have that spiritual connection with, these extraterrestrials and these other dimensions. Like, yeah.
You don't think shamans were a little bit of a mixed bag, similar to what we have now? Like we have people who are true believers in whatever.
Like holistic.
Well, you have people who are true believers in whatever, like they're trying to slang in terms of religion, right?
Yeah.
You don't think that some shamans were fucking faking it back in their day? Like there was probably like some true believers. You have to think about like because it was
Americans
a career.
Were kind of like it wasn't a career. They weren't getting
fuck yeah, it was a career.
It.
You think you'd have to go out on the hunt if you're a shaman? No, you got saved from that shit. Of course it was a career.
No, like
how was it not a career?
I truly believe like if they found out like a shaman was faking it or whatever, like that motherfucker would be like.
If they found out, but there's a lot of
shunned.
preachers who are good at faking it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They were
But
basically
I
dual functioning doctors and
I personally don't think that. I think
there had to be some that were faking it. No.
I think you really truly have to be chosen. Nowadays, I think there are probably fake shamans.
I think
there's the white people that go and try to
Sure.
to commune with the native communities all over the world, and they're like, teach me your ways. I want to do peyote and connect on this other level. And I think that is bullshit. But I think in especially in the native bloodline. And how they always talk about how they were connected to, other beings in, in other worlds,
Sure,
in other dimensions. I truly think that they were like touched by an angel, if you will. They were touched by extraterrestrials, and they all have the same kind of stories all over the world about how the extraterrestrials came and helped them, like how to harvest and how to grow crops and how to build homes and gave them more technology than meets the eye. So that's what I feel.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I think it was like,
I think you're an asshole.
Why am I an asshole? Why am I an asshole?
To say that.
I'm giving it the same credence as like it was a job in that like they provided. It seems to be that they provided two different functions, right? They were partially a doctor and they were partially a spiritual leader, right? Mm-hmm. And if we take any culture, modern, ancient, hunter-gatherer, all that stuff, there are people who take advantage of systems of belief to further themselves in their career. I'm not saying that every shaman was like spouting bullshit. I think most of them believed what they said, just like most religions. People to some extent believe with it. But I believe that there's some people who took advantage of being.
So do you also think that like the healers like also did? Like they're like.
I think that there's a good majority of, I think the vast majority of shamans likely, and this is just my unexpert opinion. I think there was the vast majority, and there was beliefs ingrained in them that they thought that such and such did such and such from a medicinal purpose, right? Mm-hmm. I think that was just like we believe, like the stuff we believe that helps could be fucking hogwash. Like we were bloodletting like not that long ago, so it's not like like we're fucking mass. But I think that there were also some people who believed that maybe certain medicinal stuff helped and stuff, but also took advantage of the situation by becoming a shaman, because a shaman was an elevated role, right? Just like a doctor. Like a doctors, they think they're doing good, but they're also trying to get that house on the hills, right? I think the shamans were a little bit the same way in some respects. I think it was a mixed bag in some sense.
Where I will try to like see you eye to eye, I will say maybe in the sense of like a shaman's like bloodline. So the shaman's son, right? So he's the son.
It's always the son.
So he has to be the one to inherit, this trait because it's his bloodline or whatever. So maybe that son doesn't have the gift, but he's going to fake it till he makes it because he doesn't want to, be, like
doubt in
the black sheep of the family.
Sure. So and there's always like people, their doubt is like natural human instinct, right? From certain people. So there's going to be people who don't believe, but there's also people who are trying to work themselves up the chain. And like I said, shaman was it was an elevated position. If you were in some native group, like you were like the cream of the crop, essentially. Like you were up there. You may not be at the top, but you were up there, just like religious leaders. They take advantage of their power. Mm-hmm. And they take advantage of people's true belief in whatever it is. And we could, we sometimes will lean on conspiracy theories, like maybe doctors are taking advantage of beliefs in certain medicinal things and stuff like that. Yeah. It happens. I think it's human nature more than like, everything a shaman did was bullshit. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there had to be some shamans who were like fucking, that was their way of working themselves up the food chain in terms of power and prestige and stuff like that. There's always it's human nature to be that way. Like
very interesting.
It's berry interesting. Knott's Berry Farm interesting. Does anybody know what Knott's Berry Farm is out there?
Interesting.
Oh, and peyote is obviously. I looked at peyote. I started looking at peyote. Peyote is another one where they're
we won't say their names, but hasn't one of your very close friends, old close friends?
Yeah.
Didn't he used to do peyote?
I believe so.
So
I don't have confirmation.
Would he say like
if you're out there,
he would see some shit? Well, and we knew he believed in aliens and stuff too.
I would be blown away if he didn't do peyote.
See, I think it's hard for me to fathom the idea of like, here, take this drug and you will meet aliens. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm fucking hallucinating. Duh. So for me, I would, especially, me being a control freak, I don't like doing drugs because I have to be in control.
Yeah.
So for me, like, I need to be completely coherent to know what the fuck is going on with me. Like, pinch myself. Is this a fucking dream? Wake me up. Like,
is this a fucking dream?
Like,
man?
I like remember that one time when we smoked that man-made
it was like synthetic.
Weed. Yeah, it was like synthetic. We never do that. If anybody's ever thought about, don't ever.
It was called Diablo, and I got
Diablo. Yeah, you'll fucking meet the devil. Like,
and this is a guy. Like, this is coming. That was the worst trip of my life, and this is a guy who's done some hallucinogenics in his life. Like, I've been down that road. And that was by far the worst. I still see image. So we went over to our friend's house for context, just to lay the groundwork. We went over to our friend's house. He's like, check out this fucking synthetic weed.
So we did drugs.
We did drugs. So we were like, he's like, here's a synthetic weed, and we're like, yeah, okay, we'll try it. Like, whatever. We both smoked weed. I've done some shit. So
I was very sorry to cut you off, but I was very adamant. Like, hey. Like, I don't have good experiences. Like, am I going to have a bad experience? Like, I'm scared. Like, and he was like, thanks for all the love. And so he was like, no. He's like, the only person that's ever had a bad trip, like taking this synthetic shit called Diablo. He was like, was this like really, really small, like 90-pound friend of ours. Like, she's the only one that's ever had a bad trip. So I'm thinking like, okay, cool. Like I'm going to be great. Like I'm fucking solid. Like, let's go. So I don't usually, like when I do smoke weed, I usually don't smoke out of a bong. And I took like the fucking deepest like bong hit. And, I'd like held it down. And that was probably the first.
You didn't hold it down. You thought you did, but.
Fuck you. For me.
For me?
Go ahead.
Yeah, but we were like, okay, this is no. I want to say less than 10 minutes later.
And you've done lots of drugs.
I have. Fuck you.
Yes.
Yes, I have. That's why this is all fucking wires are all off up here. But I want to say less than 10 minutes. We were, I legit, like, and again, I've had hallucinations and stuff like that. Like less than 10 minutes, I legit, after 10 minutes, I thought I was in a death loop, like a spiral. Like I thought I was crawling my way out of death.
Like
for the next
Thompson.
6 hours. Like, no, not like, the only thing I remember actually, it was weird because everything went blank. Like, usually when you hallucinate, you see stuff, right? And then some of it's a bad trip, some of it's a good trip. Things are morphing, things are shifting.
Fear and loathing kind of I could relate.
It was more than that for me. Like
more than a feeling.
I couldn't see shit. Like I don't remember seeing anything. I just remember feeling like I was crawling my way out of death.
Yeah.
For like in 30-second cycles for the next 6 hours.
For me, I hate saying that.
For me,
I can go like piece by piece on my memory. Like, so for me, it was like the first thing I wanted to do was like to stand up.
Is this how you sounded? Hold on. Is this how you sounded?
Yeah. Somebody get me out. Pretty much.
So I remember going to stand up, and then it was like slow motion, and to take a step, it was like the longest step. Like each step took about 10 seconds to actually get the foot over the other foot. And I had to have 2 of our friends hold me on either side. And then I remember feeling like, and I think you said there's another drug that makes you feel like this. I felt like my skin was burning hot and I wanted to rip it off. Like I literally wanted to like rip my skin off because it was so hot. And they're like, well, let's take you outside. So here I am, like the door was probably like 15 feet away.
It was not far.
And it literally probably took me at least 10 minutes to get to the door because when I walked, it was like slow motion. And I just was super warm, taking off my jacket. And then we get outside and the cold, like it hurt. It like hurt my skin. So, and then I didn't have anywhere to sit. So I was like, let's go back inside. So then that took another 10 minutes. And then like we had just like went to dinner. And like I just fucking vomited.
I threw up everywhere too. It was like a Family Guy episode.
Salad like before, like it. I remember it being like a mountain. It was a mountain of fucking vomit, like legit. Sorry, TMI.
It was literally like the Family Guy's episodes where you'd see like Stu would start barfing and then the dog. What's the dog's name? I don't fucking. Everybody was barfing and it was pretty thick carpet. So
it was the most horrible experience. And then. If you guys don't know. So like the next morning, I had a wedding and the whole time I'm like high as fuck on this shit. I'm like, oh my God, the bride, I'm not going to be able to do her hair and makeup. And I'm just like, oh my God. Cause I literally thought I was dying. I thought I was having a heart attack. And I felt like I was trapped in this place that I couldn't get out of. And everything was on like a loop. So like I would watch my husband like walk by me and then he would like he literally, and I asked him like the next day, I was like, was I tripping or like, did you like, and he was like, both. I was tripping, but he legit like, so he walks by me, right? And he stops and he falls. Did you fall on your face or on your back?
Right on my face.
He literally stops and then literally, you usually will catch yourself when you fall. He literally is just fucking like flopping down, smacking. And I saw that same cycle happen over and over. He's walking down the hall and here he comes and boom. And then I'm just crying to our friend that swore to me that this is like the best high I'm ever going to fucking have. Better than fucking homegrown weed.
Never take a promise on a high.
And, and he was like experimenting. Like he would like make his own like fucking like synthetic shit. Yeah. So I know that he fucking laced it with, he was like trying to like probably trying to make his own shit so he can sell it because he was like that.
It was laced. I've never had an experience like that. I've never had a fucking experience. It was wild. Like
I literally thought I was going to have a heart attack. I just remember just feeling like my heart like palpitate. Like it was fucking insane. And then I remember the next day, like you're so chill. I remember the next day,
chill as fuck,
fucking called his ass up and you were just like, don't ever fucking give my wife shit like that again. What the fuck's wrong with you?
I don't have that side really. So the fact that came out, like, it was
scary. Like we were fucking scared.
Because you could be coached off of a bad trip, right? You can coach down and stuff. And I've had bad trips before. So understood. Mm-hmm. That was just whatever that was really fucked up. Like I felt like I was like drugged. Like I'm a willing participant in everything I've ever done, like substance wise. Like I've known what's going into it. I known that it could be a good trip, it could be a bad trip. I don't know, but that was like I felt fucking blindsided on that one. Like that was fucking wild. I didn't see any aliens though. No aliens. I've seen aliens sober. I've never seen out of all the stuff I've done, right? Mm-hmm. I've never seen an alien, which is a bummer. I feel like that'd be so cool. And
they're just waiting for the right time to make contact.
The coolest one would have been fucking shrooms to see, like, because there was a lot of like park shrooming. Mm-hmm. To be able to look at the sky and see a UFO would have been like fucking glorious. That would have been
the
highlight of my life, other than my wedding and my kid being born. That would have been number 3. Number 3.
How romantic.
And we didn't, like, for the record, I was so pissed. I didn't clean that shit. Like, I was like, your punishment is you have to clean up. And it was, again, it was
like,
carpet.
Your throat
so it
smells
was
like dog food. And
it was
like, I wish I would have fucking shit on your carpet too.
I've shit on that same person's carpet before. So
good. That's karma.
Retribution.
Yeah. No, that was I think for me.
Did you answer the question though?
Wait, what was the question? What was the question?
Do you think that you can chemically change your brain to see different dimensions?
I already, yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, I don't listen very well.
No, it's not the fact that I don't believe it. I don't personally want to do that because I want to be coherent when I meet an alien, because then it's always that 50-50. Oh, was it the drug? So no, I would legit want to be in the fucking backyard like we saw that shit that one time, and I want to be able to be like, yep.
Can I say something?
Legit.
I this is a working theory. Don't hold me to it, but I think maybe people would fucking like take more credence if you said you were on drugs and saw an alien because you open your mind to it, rather than like, I feel like you get side looks. I'm not saying it's justified or not. I don't know. We're going to Alien Con, by the way, every March. We might
Who's going with us?
We're going, brother. Get the bus. We're going to Alien Con in Pasadena.
A booth there.
Do you think we should get a booth? Weigh in.
Yeah.
There's going to be yes, because everybody's like, yeah, do it. That's how the internet works.
I would love to.
Let's do it.
Cool.
Are we committing? Are we committing tonight?
To go to Alien Con?
To go to Alien Con.
I'm fucking going to you. I don't know what you all they're fucking doing.
Well, I'm going. I got to see Giorgio, my buddy Giorgio Tsoukalos.
Oh yeah, we met him.
We did. He was very nice.
Fangirling.
Anybody watches Ancient Aliens? I'm sure some people do who watch our or listen to our show.
If you're not,
he did like the hand thing. It's hard to see in the camera, but he did the hand thing where he goes, "Oh, like aliens."
Well, he did it like over our daughter's head, so it was like he was giving her alien blessing. It was pretty awesome.
How many think? Okay, are we taking? Let's take a wager on how many Ancient Alien cast members we think we can get to say.
You're so stupid.
At least one word on our podcast at Alien Con.
And
it can't be just like, hey, what? It can't be what? Or like,
are you gonna bring your camera?
I'm gonna bring my camera. I'm gonna bring microphones. Yeah. It's gonna be a
I can't wait.
Spooktacular.
I don't know. We should probably not bring our daughter this time because I feel like, remember one time
if I'm a vendor, I gotta be serious.
You guys both fell asleep. So we were like,
I fell asleep? I didn't fall asleep, did I?
Yes.
No, I didn't fall asleep at Alien Con, the greatest convention ever made known to man.
No, we were in one of the...
What did I fall asleep at?
One of the, whatchamacallits, like where they have like these like different rooms where they talk about different aliens, and I don't know if we're in like the Anunnaki room, and you know some of those people on like, they're like, it's like the History Channel, and they just have those like
they have
those voices
when they try to sound
monotone.
like professorial.
Yeah.
They get a little dry sometimes in their tone.
And so our daughter legit, like she was like laying across
I
one
fell
of the
asleep
aisles.
Too?
Like
I didn't fall asleep.
You were fucking dozing off.
I would never fall asleep.
But I loved it. And then what's his face was there? Star Trek.
Yeah, William Shatner.
William Shatner was there.
Which I love because William Shatner.
Yeah.
I walked in the convention and it's like Alien Con can be called Ancient Alien Festival, right?
Right.
Almost 90% of their people were there who believe full-fledged in Ancient Aliens, right? They're like, they love the show, all that stuff. William Shatner was on because he was trying to promote a new show called like Unexplained, which I watched and I liked. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's very good. It's very entertaining. I don't think I learned a lot new from what I already.
But he was hilarious because you're thinking William Shatner, right? Star Trek.
He likes stars.
Ancient aliens, like he believes in aliens, and he kind of was like argumentative about it. Like he was like saying he was open minded to it, but he was definitely not convinced. And I was a little disappointed. I mean, I'm not like the hugest Star Trek fan. No offense to all the fans out there, but I was like,
it's my show.
It's fucking William Shatner though. Like he's here and he's just like, maybe. Like literally, like on the stage at Alien Con, he's like, meh.
Well, I mean, I think I side a lot with him in the regard that like he believes that aliens are out there He believes in the possibility that they could have visited at various points in time in history that was misconstrued or whatever into mythology or whatever it may be. And that there was some mysteries in the world in terms of architecture and how did they build that and that sort of thing. I think he was downplaying the fact that like Ancient Aliens professes everything as truth, right? They throw out things and people take it as truth, right? Yeah. I think for Ancient Aliens' sake, like the guy goes like, could it be true? Like they're just throwing like, and I think Kurt Von Donigan, like the guy who was kind of he's the origin story of all the Ancient Alien shit, basically. He says the same thing too. His
last
like
name is pronounced Danigan.
Danigan.
So
I apologize.
Just, just get your fucking facts straight.
Show up on our podcast. You could say two words. But no, I think that he also like it's inquisitive and it's opening your mind to different things. And I think William Shatner I think they wanted William Shatner to come on and be like, yes, everything in Ancient Aliens is fucking true. Every single episode, I don't think he was going to do that. Yeah. He's more of a questions guy than like these are the answers kind of thing. Like, yeah, which is what his show was like. He was the same fucking way.
Well, I would love to see Eric Von Danigan like on this show, but like just to talk about like his book Chariots of the Gods, like that, like such a fascinating like, and just makes you kind of just open your mind to like new ideas. So like controversial,
sure.
And he's getting up there too. So it's
he's up there.
So it's like TikTok. So I feel like even if he did come, he probably wouldn't speak very much because
he's gonna speak. He's gonna speak the shit out of it because they're probably in the contract for him.
I don't know.
How old is he?
He's old.
Who cares?
Now. I think we actually saw him the last time at Alien Con, and I remember thinking like, fuck, like he's
up there.
So I can only imagine.
Giorgio, take the mantle
because I was like. Alien Con stopped during crown. COVID, obviously. They had like the virtual, and I was like, no, I gotta see all the schizophrenics in real life, okay?
We gotta see the aliens.
I gotta see all the fucking crazies. Like, I want to see all these people that
you gotta breathe in the BO,
shit,
all that
like,
stuff. Oh, God, I'm so excited. I am fucking pumped for Alien Con. Are we dressing
up? Are you gonna like?
Every day? No.
We're going more than one day.
Fuck yeah, we're going more than one day.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Fuck
I'm
yeah.
really excited now. This is so stupid.
Bright and fucking early. I mean that fucking weird cafeteria food that's probably at the concessions. We're having all 3 meals there. We're going all 3 days. We're going for it.
Well, I'm excited.
I won't be in all the talks and everything because I'll fall asleep again. But I'll be there for the aura and the spectacle and the fucking loving the aliens and that shit. Like, I cannot wait. Are we dressing as aliens?
Well, we could do like Mars Attacks.
Because I don't want to be blasphemous.
We could do Mars Attacks one day, and then we could do like a different type
this
of
episode
like
is
1950s
fashion coordination with Chris and Brianna. Fuck yeah.
Karen knows. Karen.
Are we going to have a meetup? Let's have a meetup.
Hello.
Let's have a meet.
I'm sure Karen has like plenty of outfits for me to wear and ideas. So
I think
those in the comments.
I think so are we making a commitment tonight to be at Alien Con in some quads? We won't be on. For the record, we won't be interviewing Giorgio.
I painted half of my face.
But we'll be there as a podcast. Mike's hot. Mike's ready. We're gonna talk to everybody.
Oh, I was like, who's Mike? Is Mike's
Mike
hot?
Rofone, Mr. Mike Rofone, Mr. Rofone.
I'm still like, my brain is fried from that fucking like synthetic.
We should take that and then
sell it.
Just barfing all over the convention floor.
Aliens.
We might see aliens.
Stuff. No, I'm saying we could. That's how we could bribe people. Take this if you want to see aliens.
Oh fuck. No.
Or if you just want to rip your skin
off.
No,
because then people will sue us.
Unless they have the best trip of their life.
They're not going to have the best trip on their life on that shit.
I just think that my body makeup is not like for it. I think that's just me. Like,
Yeah, I mean, maybe. For the record, I do not think you are primed and ready for hallucinogenics. I do not recommend. I would be in jail because I would probably kill somebody. Oh,
right.
I don't know.
Can you see that shit happening?
No.
If I see a fucking like let's just say like an ape or fucking Bigfoot like walking by,
help me.
Like say especially if we're doing like in the forest, I'm gonna be like, where's fucking Bigfoot, or where's a fucking Yeti, and it's just you because you're hairy as fuck. and I have a fucking
Fuck
baseball
you.
bat, I'm gonna fucking come after
You're taking cheap shots at me.
So I don't think I don't want to go to prison.
What is your
I'm
percentage?
not going to do hallucinate drugs unless
Now
you
it's
have me
time
chained down somewhere.
Now
Then I
it's
might
time
like
for the
bite off
game.
my arm. Like I don't like all the
you
things.
won't do that on fucking
How do
like
you know?
like Molly or
How do you
fucking.
know? How do you know?
I don't know.
You don't know. I'm fucking weird.
Now we're gonna play a game. It's
Eat your arm.
percentage time.
Oh my god.
What a percentage? So there's theories. You said you caught my interest. You piqued my ears.
What?
I'm a little sporadic today. I got a little vibe. You freaked me out. You're gonna bite my arm off. What percentage? So there's theories out there that Bigfoot is really fucking an alien, right? You've heard those theories, right? That Bigfoot is really like a drop down fucking alien. Have you heard those theories?
No.
Okay, well that's a theory out there.
I'm
not
just sorry.
saying.
It took me so long to answer because I feel like I feel like maybe he's accidentally here from another dimension.
Another dimension of the cow. That's the thing.
Like
it's not like he's
that,
like flew in a
whales
ship.
and
He got
stuff.
dropped down.
Have you heard that? Like I can't even like say it right. Like it's because it's too beyond like my knowledge. But they say like whales, like they can go into different dimensions, like if
Different
there's
different
through
agency.
water, like water signals and vibrations. So I don't know. Maybe
I think you're thinking of the game Echo the Dolphin. I think that's it.
No.
Well, don't they think octopi are like space critters? Isn't that the theory in like ancient aliens?
They're in a lot of like sci-fi movies. They always have
Because they're like so fucked up. Like
they can
shapeshift.
Yeah. So I
They're like
think
super
I
fucking
think there
bright.
could
Like
be advanced octopuses out there.
And speaking of which, so just to prime everybody for the next episode, we're going to do sea creatures, mainly focusing on some lake monsters, Loch Ness Monster, and other lake monsters. On the next episode. So if prime up, we'll try. I mean, we'll try. We're not committing, but we'll try to give some heads up before.
Yeah.
So you can watch us live again, catch us on the fresh to see all our mistakes and all our fuck ups. Maybe see me go grab a beer again. It's very exciting.
Or me do this.
But for now, this has been an episode of ExtraNormal Podcast. You can find us on YouTube at ExtraNormal Podcast. You can find us on Twitch at ExtraNormal Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at ExtraNormalP, Instagram at ExtraNormal Podcast, TikTok at ExtraNormal Podcast. You can email us if you have any theories or if you're going to be at Alien Con with us at extranormalpodcast@gmail.com. Make sure you follow us on it. Make sure if you're watching on YouTube, you're watching on Twitch, make sure you like,
Twix.
subscribe. If you like
Delicious.
Twix, let us know. I'd love to hear. I love a Twix. Every once in a while, sometimes it pisses me off. Sometimes I bite into a Twix and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Sometimes I enjoy it.
Oh my god.
Depends on my mood. And thank you so much
Don't stop believing.
for listening.
My phone's falling.
Goodbye.